Hey, hey. So we are doing Sunday chat. Just kind of want to go over with you guys why I'm wanting to lose weight. My story, a little bit of my story. I'm going to try to keep it short, but just want to tell you guys about why I'm wanting to lose weight and be healthy and everything like that. All right, so I am about to be 30 and I have 3 kids. My oldest is 5. I have a almost 3-year-old and I have a almost 8-month-old. And well, I'm getting up there in age, and I know it's not like that old per se, but I always thought by the time I was 30, I'd be in the shape I wanted to be in, the health I wanted to be in, and that would be that. And here I am about to be 30 and I'm not even close. So I grew up in a house that you had to finish your plate before you got up from the table. And I went through a little, I called it eating disorder stage. And went through this phase where every time I ate, I had to go run and I had to work out immediately after. And if I wasn't doing that, or if I wasn't eating, I was sleeping. I had to sleep because if I slept, then I wouldn't eat. And I lost a lot of weight. I was probably eating maybe 500 calories a day. That was back in like middle school. And so I lost weight, and I've always kind of stuck around the 180-pound mark. But I lost a good bit of weight. And I was pretty skinny. And I look back now and I'm like, gosh, I thought I was fat then. And so, we went through all this thing, just life happened. I met my husband when I was 18. Yeah, I was 18 and I just turned 18. And, we started dating and I decided, I'm just going to go to bariatric clinic and I'm going to take diet pills. So I started taking diet pills and I dropped weight and I got down to about 150. And when we got married, I was up to 155. So I was 155 on our wedding day. And then slowly we've been married almost 10 years. And over 10 years, I've just gained weight and gained weight and gained weight. So the last several years, I've been between like the 180 to 190 range, minus when I had kids, when I was pregnant. Of course, those were a little bit higher to the 200s. And after my second child, so my daughter, I got down to like the low 170s, and that's the smallest I'd been in a long time. And I was killing myself though, working out and exercising and eating healthy. And I did a good job and it worked, but it was apparently not sustainable because what I did, I started working out and everything like hardcore working out, like running a couple miles a day when I was 2 weeks postpartum, and I ended up spraining my pelvic bone. So spraining my pelvic bone, couldn't do much anymore. I still kind of ran, but I was in so much pain. I went for my 6-week check after having her, and the doctor was like, yeah, you sprained your pelvic bone. Gotta take 6 weeks off. And I'm like, 6 weeks? Like, can I just take a week or two? He's like, do you want to heal? And I'm like, I guess so. So went through all that, finally got better. And then, life just happened. And I hate to use that as an excuse, but it did. Like, it was just like being a mom. Then we moved, and then we were in an apartment for a little while. And then, I decided at that point I was vegetarian. But then I decided with my 3rd pregnancy that I really didn't want to eat vegetarian anymore. I wanted to eat plant-based. And so I went to plant-based minus cheese and dairy. So that's cheese is dairy. So like dairy products. I could not get past it. So I wasn't eating egg anymore, or any of those things, but I was eating ice cream and cheese. Those are the 2 dairy products. And I even went to like vegan butter, which was easy for me, but I could not. And still to this day, guys, I'll be straight honest with you. My YouTube, my Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, all of my posts are plant-based. I try to live as close to a plant-based diet as I can. Now, I do have once a week ice cream even trying to lose weight, and that's a downfall of mine. Once a week I have ice cream and once a week I have dairy. And usually it's the same day because we usually have pizza and then we have ice cream after. And you know, that's something I talked to my husband about. I'm like, we gotta stop. We gotta stop doing that. If I can cut dairy out of my diet, I will see a drastic change in weight. And I truly believe that. And so, you know, we talk about it every time, that one day a week that we have pizza and ice cream. I'm always like, why do we keep doing this? And it's just so hard. It's so hard because I'm like, I don't want to feel like crap. Like we had pizza and ice cream today. This is our one day this week. And I literally, guys, feel so gross. Like I'm so bloated. I feel just like so lethargic. It happens every time and I do it and I don't know why. But my goal, the reason I made this page, Vegan Fat to Fit Mama, is because my goal is to go from fat to fit, of course, and be healthy. But my goal is also to be 100% plant-based, vegan, whatever you want to call it, and not have any dairy products. And that's going to be my goal this week, is to completely eliminate no day with pizza or ice cream. Not going to do it. Just going to straight out just follow whatever it is I'm trying to do and hope I survive, which I know I will. I told my husband last night, I was like, you know, I can sit there and I can have, like when I gave up meat, I never looked back and was like, oh, I miss meat. Like I didn't. Now, sometimes we'll be driving and I'll be like, oh, that burger smells delicious. Or you smell that cookout, it smells so good. And yes, I do think it smells good, but there's no way I can convince myself to eat it, like ever. Like the smell like of it, like chicken now, even cooked, the smell of chicken, it grosses me out. And so, you know, I can't make myself eat it. And he was like, well, you need to train your mind to think that way about, you know, cheese and ice cream. And I'm like, I wish it was that easy. I really do, but it's not. So yeah, it's something that I'm struggling with. I do once a week. I need to get that 7th day. Like if I can get rid of that 7th day and just not cave. But yeah, a little history on background with our, like my health. So let's recap. My dad is diabetic. My sister is diabetic. My mom is pre-diabetic. My younger sister's pre-diabetic, I think. My grandfather was diabetic. That's my maternal. My paternal grandfather was diabetic. He passed away. And my husband's side of the family has diabetes. And so, you know, we kind of just, I don't want my kids to have it for one, but you know, ever since I was young, the doctors were like, if you don't keep your weight under control and stay healthy and everything like that, you're going to get diabetes. He's like, it's just going to happen. So I went through 3 pregnancies, and I have had, gestational diabetes with all 3 of them. And so they're like, you know, you've had that with 3 kids. That ups your chances even higher of getting diabetes. And I don't want to go through that. So that's one reason. Another one is my mom and my dad both have had open heart surgery. My mom had triple bypass surgery. My dad had quadruple bypass surgery. And my dad's carotid artery, maybe the main artery, I think that's what it's called, carotid artery. It was a good bit blocked, and his dad, that's what his dad died from. My grandfather died from a blockage in his heart from that carotid artery, and they say that's the part that could be hereditary. And so the doctor was like, you know, I'm not saying you guys are going to have heart issues, but if you don't take care of your health, you have a higher chance of it. And so about, I'm going to say like in March of this year, I ended up waking up one morning, like 4 a.m. to breastfeed my son. It was like 4 a.m., maybe not even that, maybe it was like 3, I don't remember. But I woke up and I was sitting there and I was feeding him, and I just felt like a punch in my chest. And it didn't hurt, but it just felt like a big thud. And I was like, what was that? And I immediately had cold sweats all over my body from the top of my head to the tips of my toes, and it freaked me out. And I was like, you know, maybe that scared me, and that's why I got the cold sweats. And so I brushed it off. I went to bed, and I woke up in the morning, and I went to feed him again for the morning feed, and I had the thump again, except this time I didn't have like the cold chills. And so I looked up online, like cold sweats, like thump in chest, cold sweats. And it was like talking about, like could be like a heart attack. And I'm like freaking out. So I take myself with 3 kids up to the MD 360, and they did 2 EKGs and they came back abnormal. And I was like, great. So I went to a cardiologist, had to do non-stress test, all this stuff. And he was like, everything looks good now. It's probably just something random going on. It could have been an infection that you were fighting, but you need to be careful. And so I did for about a week. And then I went and scheduled an appointment with a plant-based doctor around here, and I talked to her, and she was like, you know, you need to do whole food plant-based, try that out, see how it works. So we did for about a week, and I lost 7 pounds that week. And it's just, it was something where it's like, you know, I'm waiting for that click. I don't know how you guys are, but there's a click. And I hear people talk about it all the time. They're like, you know, when this happened, this is when I knew I need to lose weight. And I pray all the time. I'm like, Lord, just give me, what's that click for me? What is it? And, you know, I feel like it was back when the doctor was like, you know, you need to watch your health. You need to do this. But then it's like slowly, it just is like food. Food is an addiction, guys. I am addicted to food. And I don't know if you guys are. But it's a hard habit to break. It's a hard addiction to break. But anyways, that's where I am. I am trying hard. My goal was to be at my goal weight by the time I turned 30. And here I am. So it's a new week. Technically, it's Sunday, but it's the middle of the week for my weigh-in, since I weigh in on Wednesdays. I don't know what the scale's going to look like this week. It's a busy week. It's the first week of school. I don't want to use that as an excuse, but it is. So, who knows? But anyways, that's a little bit about my story. Just wanted to let you guys know. Sorry this was so long. Let me know what y'all's story is. Let me know if you had that aha moment, and put it in the comments. Let me know if you had that aha moment and what it was. I'm always interested in that. If you have lost weight, how much have you lost? But subscribe if you have not subscribed. I update every Wednesday with our weekly weigh-in, and on Sundays just with random stuff on Sundays. Today it was a chat with me. So you guys have a great week. If you guys start school this week, I hope your kids have a great week at school, and I will see you guys Wednesday. Bye.